behalf of Gravity Body Academy, this is Gerald Clark. I want to welcome you today. We're going to do a special little demonstration with a baby. His name is Farid, and he's about 4 months old?
Yeah, he's 4 months old.
Okay, come over and introduce him, Mom.
Yeah, he's Farid. He's 4 months old. The 9th of this month, he's going to be 4 months, so he's...
Right, so I recently was posing a question about the linkage between, what's the linkage between the Anunnaki and this crazy work we're doing called structural integration. And part of the writing I started with was looking at why humans are so maladjusted as bipedal specimens in the gravity field. I mean, for instance, Farid, it's going to take him probably an entire year before he's able to walk and run and use his structure the way he was designed. Whereas in the animal kingdom, we see animals able to stand up and walk in the same day they're born. And so we're looking at the process that it takes for a baby to transition from birth to having a relationship with the gravity field and seeing kind of what's in the way. And the hypothesis is that there was a mistake made by the Anunnaki when they designed us. I don't think they factored in gravity correctly into how our fascial body is formed, because even at birth we're stuck at places where we can't come free in our structure and have a relationship with gravity correctly. And this is species wide, and this is directly from Ida Rolf, the founder of structural integration, who pointed this out. And I'm going to touch on those 3 areas today, plus other areas that we can kind of work with a baby and help them to grow into a free structure. There's some very simple things you can do. They're not going to sit on the table and have awareness and all that kind of stuff, but you can do things using the gravity field and their own body weight to start facilitating that. So generally what we see is a baby going through creeping, crawling, and then eventually standing and bracing on things and trying to learn to walk. And it'll be no different for Farid here. So what we're going to do today is talk about the creeping phase that forms the cervical curve to the back of the neck. What, are you going for my finger or what? Once they start crawling, it relates the lumbar curve to the cervical curve. So he's at the stage right now where he lays on his stomach and lifts his head up, right?
Yeah, he lays on his stomach and
he couldn't sit up. He couldn't sit up by himself unless I was holding him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So generally, if we laid him down like this, can he lift his head up from here?
Yeah, he can.
If we give him a good support, okay. Yeah. He's got to do a push-up. His dad's been working. Okay, so you can see, to get that big head up relative to the body, this area back here has to start forming that curve so he can come back, right? Okay, right? So he's still at that stage, barely any pressure on the knees, quite a bit of pressure on the elbows, right? So from a structural standpoint, we know that when a baby is born, the connective tissue is random. Okay, it's connected in places it shouldn't be, including the calcaneus, the crest of the ilium, and the occiput, but all over the body, the fascia is random. So if we didn't do anything, the baby would transition, get the best it could in the relationship between the knees and the elbows when it's learning to crawl, and then once it goes vertical, it's probably not going to be getting all of that stimulus on the knees and the elbows to help break up that fascia at those joints, and those are very important. So with that said, let's turn him over and see if we can use his body weight. After we've kind of assessed him, just to feel how he's holding his structure, I can feel that his right thoracic rib cage, right in his axilla region, is lower than the left side.
Yes, he always goes like
so
this.
His weight is naturally already leaning to the right without, just right from birth, right? He doesn't have any accidents or anything like that. The rhomboid on the right side is subducted compared to the left side. The left side is hiked up. It's hiked up way up into, for some reason. And it kind of goes back down. I'm holding it and stabilizing here. You can see how unstable they are. But if you stabilize the core, notice how they can kind of get their head on top. Head's very big relative to the body at this stage. Okay. Yeah, and I can feel the crest of the ilium. There's barely any connection between the arm movement and the leg movement going up to this lumbo-dorsal